哋查偽鈔集團嘅目的，亦都知道。但係呢單嘢係我哋香港警察跟開嘅，唔需要美國 Rambo 幫手。
咁嚟學習50年不變就唔使你批准啦啩？你小心啊，Cynthia！呢個 file 係咪你老豆㗎？呢份嘢都唔知做乜鬼嘅。你見到係眼瓊瓊，我老豆對住佢係戇居居咁。
我已經掌握你所有犯罪嘅證據，除非你殺咗我，燒咗我個廢爐。
殺唔殺你唔係你話事，我先係法官。Understand？
如果呢單嘢俾我查到啊，分分鐘爆大鑊㗎！查報你定受尾啊！而家警方都冇人理啊，你有咩把炮啊？
出邊有人啊！你阿爸阿媽兄弟姊妹二世祖大姨媽，原來你係差佬。
好啦，鬼婆，你估我唔知道你嘅身份啊？你係美國 FBI 臥底，你係攞料啫嘛？你估你真係為朋友啊？
你再講我就連嘴都打爆你啊！你兩個衰人嚟㗎！Cindy， 好危險㗎，你唔好上嚟啊！
Bonjour à tous et à toutes, bienvenue dans ce 12e épisode de la Maison du cinéma d'arts martiaux et d'action. Aujourd'hui on va parler de Cynthia Rothrock. Qui est Cynthia Rothrock? C'est une grande pratiquante d'arts martiaux d'origine américaine, née le 8 mars 1957 à Wilmington. Elle aurait commencé les arts martiaux à 13 ans, et aujourd'hui elle est détentrice de plusieurs ceintures noires de plusieurs disciplines, comme le taekwondo, le tang soo do et ainsi différents styles de kung fu. C'est aussi une grande championne, du fait qu'elle a remporté un grand nombre de compétitions d'arts martiaux dans les années 80, au point de faire la une des plus grands magazines américains d'arts martiaux. C'est aussi une grande actrice du cinéma d'arts martiaux et d'action, depuis le milieu des années 80, du fait qu'elle a été la première femme occidentale à être une tête d'affiche dans ce genre de cinéma, notamment à Hong Kong. On a pu avoir la chance de la rencontrer dernièrement, voici son interview. Hi Cynthia, welcome to Europe. I have a lot of questions for the French fans because we came from Belgium and Belgium, north we speak Dutch and south we speak French.
Oh, okay.
You know the geography of Belgium. Can you describe who are you?
Who am I? I'm Cynthia Rothrock. I've been training in martial arts for 50 years and 5-time undefeated form champion, weapon champion. So that means I competed about 100 times undefeated, which was a great accomplishment that I had a goal to do. I've done over 70 movies and recently did my own film, Black Creek, so that should be coming out summer of 2026, and I love traveling around the world teaching seminars.
I want to ask you, when and how did you practice martial arts? Who are your teacher, master, and trainer?
Well, I've studied with a lot of people. My first style was Tang Soo Do, and I studied under Frank Chinovich. And then I studied Ying Jiao Pai Kung Fu under Shen Liang. I studied Pai Lung Kung Fu under Daniel Pai. And let me see what else I did. I studied Taekwondo under Ernie Reyes. I studied Wushu under Roger Tong, and I also studied in mainland China. In 1982, when no one was allowed to go in there, we went in and studied with the Chengdu Wushu team. So all that, and plus I've studied a lot of other things along the way, but they're pretty much my most extensive ones.
You were a great champion. What are your greatest victory in tournament?
To martial arts?
Yes.
I would say probably the things that I'm most proud of is being the first martial artist, man or woman, to be inducted into the International Sports Hall of Fame by Dr. Robert Goldman and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and also the prestigious Black Belt Hall of Fame.
And what do you think about the evolution of martial arts? Did you feel the difference when you began, when you were young, and now?
Did I feel what? What's the
The difference? The people are different or not?
You know, when I first started training, which was back in the 70s, and that was a lot tougher than training today. I mean, it was brutal because back then it wasn't a business. It was like if you aren't tough enough, you can't train in this school, where nowadays the training is still tough, but I mean, I just remember training and the instructor hitting you with an electric cow prod if you weren't down low, your horse stance, you know, jumping on your stomach, you know, really hitting you, trying to knock you out. So I think it was old school training was a little bit more rough. We used to have to train iron palm. So yeah, I'd say that was the difference between now and then.
What do you think about the MMA?
I love watching MMA. I was there watching the very first fights, you know, that happened, and I like it because it's realistic. You know, it's a good supplement to do if you're a traditional martial artist. But you know, any kind of fighting, I like watching. Any boxing, anything that does with combat, I like watching.
Okay. Oh, I have found in YouTube something. Wait a minute. Wait a second. Do you remember that? Second.
Kentucky Fried Chicken and I are both masters at what we do. In karate, I'm number one, and Kentucky Fried Chicken is number one in chicken. They make it like no one else can. When I'm not using my hands in karate, they're wrapped around this. The Colonel's original recipe chicken. It's got the taste that separates them from all the rest. Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
Oh yeah, that's the Kentucky Fried Chicken that I did. Yeah, that was my very first exposure on TV. Yeah, I did the Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial. I look like I'm about 12.
Okay. How this is the first time you
appeared on screen. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And how that came about is that I was on the cover of Karate Illustrated, actually the first woman to ever be on the cover of a magazine, and it was on the stands, and Kentucky Fried Chicken was looking for the best of the best in different sports, and they saw me on the cover, so they said, you know, would you do this commercial? So it was pretty awesome.
This is only for the fans, but your real actor career begins in Hong Kong.
I started martial art movies in Hong Kong. I did my first one in 1985 with Michelle Yeoh, Yes Madam, and I stayed there for 3 years doing 7 films, and then I moved back to the States and started doing movies in America and other countries.
Okay, and to be a movie actor was in a goal in your life, or it's how can I try to find to be an actor is a goal?
Is a goal mine?
Yes.
No, to be actor was not a goal of mine. I was teaching martial arts. I had my own school, and it kind of came about on a fluke. They were holding auditions, and they were looking for a new Bruce Lee. And they called the West Coast demonstration team, and we went down. They said they're really looking for a guy, not a girl. But when I went down, the great Corey Yoon was doing the casting, and he saw me. I did some forms, self-defense, fighting, weapons, and then he said, you know, we want to go with the girl instead of the guy. So that's how I got started. I thought I would do one film and that would be it, but what ended up happening is that it became a big success and I got another offer, and then my goal at that time was to retire from competition 5 years undefeated, because I thought it was a goal that nobody would ever beat that, because I was competing over 100 times, and then it went right. I transitioned then from doing professional competition into movies.
Okay. Wait, I finished. When you were young, did you see the martial arts movie or not?
No, I didn't. I remember the first thing I remember seeing on TV was Kung Fu, the Kung Fu series with David Carradine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you come back in USA to continue your career. Did you feel the difference to make a movie in Hong Kong and USA?
Do I find what? A difference?
But the difference in Hong Kong is different
Yeah.
the movie, the Hong Kong movie is different.
Yeah, it's extremely different because in Hong Kong you have a lot more time. Like the first movie I did was 8.5 months. When you're doing independent American pictures, you're shooting maybe for 5 weeks, so you have a lot more time. I've never had a script. It wasn't shot in English and you were dubbed. So pretty big difference. The fight scenes are really dangerous because in Hong Kong they want you to do dangerous stunts. They don't really think, oh wow, what if you get killed doing this, right? Where in America they're very cautious that the actors don't get hurt.
Okay, I have 2 questions, and after I finish, what do you consider to be your best on-screen fight?
The best what?
Your best fight in the movie?
Oh, my best fight in the movies, I'd have to say it's the fight scenes from Lady Reporter, Hong Kong movie. I think pick any one of those, and I'd say that they're all very complicated, dangerous, pretty awesome fight scenes.
Okay, and this is the last question. What would you like to say to your fans?
Oh, I'd like to say thank you so much for supporting me over the years, for being fans, for supporting my movie Black Creek. We did a crowd fundraiser for Black Creek and we became the 2nd highest action picture in the history of Kickstarter. So if it wasn't for the fans, that movie wouldn't have been made possible. And I just love giving back to people, to teaching and meeting fans all over the world whenever I get a chance. So thank you so much for being fans.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Cynthia. Maybe next time in the lights. Voilà, se termine ainsi ce 12e épisode. J'espère que vous avez pu apprendre qui est Cynthia Rothrock et que cet épisode vous a plu. Avant de clôturer, je voudrais remercier Pascal Auvert et Alexandre Nob de m'avoir permis de rencontrer Cynthia et de réaliser cet épisode. Sur ce, on se voit au prochain épisode.
一陣就會喺法庭見嘅啦。咁早嚟被告屋企做乜嘢啊？夏令靜，你做咗咩説話好講？
呢個時候我講咩都冇用，希望你冷靜啲，查清楚。
我諗佢點都唔會係自殺啩。下檢控官，今次你水洗都唔清啦。行。你千祈唔好出蠱惑啊！就算出蠱惑都走唔甩㗎啦。Yeah.